guys, Cherokee. I'm back on the video, and today we're going to be talking about Friday Night Smackdown. This episode of Friday Night Smackdown is a week away from WrestleMania, which I'm excited for because there are things that I want to see from my favorite superstars, and this right here for me helped out with one of my favorite superstars, which we're going to get into that. Melo, I'm still trying to figure out this match for Melo. It's not gonna. I don't know if it's gonna happen, guys. I don't know if Melo's gonna be able to get on that card. And I was hoping that he'd be Randy's opponent. You know what I'm saying? They've had their beef. They've had their good times being, you know. And honestly, Melo is one of those folks where you can make a feud for him in a week or even a day, because they just go back and forth. And Melo is just a jerk. So you could do that, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not here for it, you know. And Aldis and Randy had this back and forth kind of thing where it would have sparks interest in seeing them two fight against one another. But we can have that on a random Friday. We can have that on a random Saturday night main event. We can have that on anything. Not at Mania. Not at Mania. Like, I like Nick Aldis, but at Mania, I'm good. I'm okay with not ever seeing that. I'm okay with not seeing them go against each other. And then people were talking about possibly Sheamus, since, you know, the history between them. And I'm like, no. Although I do want to see Sheamus get out of catering. No, that's not what I want to see. But, you know, somebody I was not expecting at all. Somebody who I want to be on the card, possibly, if there's room for him. But, child, I wasn't mad if he was not on the card. He main evented at SummerSlam, so I was fine with him not being on the card. Solo Sikoa comes out. Solo Sikoa comes out with the same energy he's been coming out when it comes to people like Randy. Being very funny, talking about, hey, you were in the rear view, you were in the past. This is the present, and just stay at home, be alone. We don't need to see you at WrestleMania. Which they got to back and forth and ended up for our main event match with a tag team match between Randy Orton and LA Knight versus Solo and Tama Tonga. Now, I like the tag team match. I think that a good tag team match belongs anywhere right before a pay-per-view. You know, a good mashup of a tag team match belongs before pay-per-view. It just does. And the history between both of these, you know, both of these groups, both of these duos, it's there. It's there, it's hot, all that. It's everything. And honestly, I expected the night to end in the way it did, because Jacob was nowhere to be seen. And then LA Knight can't just be taking L's, so they had to win a match. But since Jacob was nowhere to be seen, he needed to pop out and show. He needed to show why he's called a Samoan werewolf. And seeing him with the U.S. Championship title, it looks right. And if Solo does not get into his head, if he does not bring out that same type of egotistical things that he once had, Jacob Fatu gonna be our next U.S. champion, and I'm not mad at that. I am not mad at that at all. I want to see Jacob win, and the year that Tama Tonga and Jacob have had, it's been a great year. It's been a great year for them, and Tonga Lao, but he's not there right now. Maybe he comes back at Mania, who knows. Their year has been great. Even though they haven't, not all of them have had a name singles wise, they've made their mark on the WWE universe. They've been on the cover of a WWE 2K game. Like, at the end of the day, a lot of folks ain't even doing that or close to doing that. And especially not in their first year. So at the end of the day, they had a great year. They've had a great year. But I see a very big change in this new Thug line, and I'm hoping Tama Tonga and Jacob stay cool. You know, that's all I want to see. If Solo's not a part of the gang, he's just not a part of the gang. If he's not a part of it, that's this is gonna be what that's what he gotta deal with. But we had a crazy gauntlet match for the women's tag team title match that will be on Mania. But to me, that gauntlet match was the fastest thing I've ever seen. It was like throwing them out. I am not surprised at the winners. I saw Bayley and Lyra winning from a mile away, especially when Raquel lost her chance at the IC Championship, and then they were talking about they need to get their revenge, all that, yada, yada, yada. I knew what we were going to see. I am just disappointed because Naomi, Jade, and Bianca set up something great for the tag team division, and what? Not there. Kaden Carter and Kiana Chance, they have it. And I would have loved to see Naomi and Bianca against those two. But I would have loved even more for them to have a Mania moment because they are the most well-rounded tag team, period. I love seeing them because they're always having these moves that are dynamic and they scream tag team, yet they have not been able to get the showcase, and I'm just disappointed in that. The women did a great job. Michin, B-Fab, Natalia gotta be on screen more. Natalia and Maxine have a thing going on. I gotta see more. I have to see more. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I just have to see more. Zoe and Shayna, they finally are back on TV. Took a while. They didn't figure something out on Raw to be on TV because there's something with both of them. It's just, I don't know how they're going to be able to showcase that weekly because they'll have their moments. But they're not on it 100%. I am here for Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. They've been going back and forth, and they've had a year's worth of build for something. They've had a build for something. I will say that I see the disappointment in a lot of Drew McIntyre fans because Drew McIntyre could have had a match with Roman Reigns at Mania, 100%. Drew McIntyre could have been included in that triple threat match because he's had history with all three of those men. He was being a bloodline hunter before in the beginning of this year. So for that storyline to have ran flat, it's interesting, very interesting, and I wonder if they're going to ever circle back to it this year and close. I hope they do, because to see that happen would be amazing. To see Drew McIntyre back included into a bloodline thing, and it's different than Cody Rhodes, whenever Cody Rhodes gets sucked into the bloodline vortex. But Drew McIntyre makes it his own, just like what Kevin Owens does. I love the chemistry between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest because they're both big men. They're both big men and they're both heavy hitters. So they're having a street fight. That's all I needed to hear. I was waiting for a stipulation match at Mania. I was waiting for it because it was nowhere to be seen. So for them to be the ones, I'm here for it. I don't know why they keep calling, I know why they keep calling Damian Priest the Street King, but still, it's kind of boring to me. If I'm from the streets, you ain't gonna call me King of the Streets. I moved on. I've grown. No need to bring me back, but Damian Priest does show that he ain't a scrub. But that's shoot your shot DDT on those stair steps. Bro, if Damian Priest looked like he had a concussion or something, bro, I can't. I just love seeing Drew McIntyre do his thing. I will say him saying his whole the past 12 months was derailed because of him, because of Damian Priest. No, the 12 past months have been derailed because of Damian Priest. Drew McIntyre, goodness. Why they got to say the names? He got to look in the mirror and look at himself because it's his fault. His fault. Rey Fenix and Berto. This is a good storyline. I'm seeing the possibilities here, and if they got to cook, They have to cook and have a follow through with it. But seeing both of them in the ring together, I loved it. I've been a fan of Legado del Fantasma for a very long time. Y'all know this. I've been rooting for them. I love seeing them on TV. And then Rey Fenix coming in with, he's amazing in that ring. Very energetic and athletic. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. But for him to be put in this kind of, I'm feeling it's a storyline. It feels like a storyline, guys. So I'm excited. I'm excited for him to not just be, oh, we'll put you against anybody. We'll put you against a random person. Get somebody from NXT again. Like, no, we did it 1 week and we are getting something. Hopefully this just means that we can see more of Legado del Fantasma because I love them. This right here, Paul Heyman and CM Punk having a little video package of their friendship. Okay, who's gonna be the wise man? If Paul Heyman wants to be a best friend, who's going to be the wise man? Huh? If I put in my application, but I'm hearing crickets. I'm hearing crickets. Like, for them to have that, it's pushing something in me that's like, I can't stand both of them. Roman don't deserve that. He don't deserve that disrespect at all. Like, I'm so intrigued in what he's saying on Raw because how is he going to handle that? They basically had a BFF showcase between Paul Heyman and CM Punk. Like, that whole CM Punk and Paul Heyman thing, Love Fest, it really almost brought a tear to my eye. It was very sweet. But still, I didn't like that. Y'all gotta be more, y'all think more about y'all tribal chief. Y'all think more about his feelings. I can't wait till Mania. That is a match I'm very excited for. Although a lot of things have not been going my way. Which brings us to the fact that our tag team champions on Smackdown will not be on the Mania card. And also, I'm seeing Melo and The Miz actually be like a tag team. Like, they're not even... They are walking around as a tag team. What has Melo done? Did Melo piss somebody off? Like, dead serious. I'm not even trying to be funny. What did Melo do, bro? What did he do? Because... He not getting no championship. He ain't getting no Mania match. He got like 10 seconds in a Royal Rumble. What did he do, bro? This man is the most well-rounded. I'm going to forever say this. I'm going to be a broken record when it comes to Carmelo Hayes. He is the most well-rounded out of his counterparts from NXT. Yet this man has not had a Mania moment. He had a terrible Royal Rumble moment. Hasn't had a championship to his name. Lost. That is... And it's not even no shade to The Miz, because y'all know I like The Miz, but no title to this man's name ever, and he got to be tagged up with The Miz. No Mania match. Man, you can't make this up, bro. You cannot make it. And I understand you got to let things cook, but Tiffany Stratton didn't have to let things cook. Braun Breaker didn't have to have anything let cook. Lyra Valkyria didn't have to let things cook for them. That's my issue. That's the biggest issue of them all. Because at the end of the day, character-wise, Melo runs them all over. I will say Braun Breaker is close with him because of that spear. But other than that, he's not great on that mic. But, you know what I'm saying? This is not to bash any of them. I'm just saying, off of ability alone, why does he have nothing? Why does he have nothing? That's just my little rant for the night. My little rant. Because I ain't going to rant about Naomi. Naomi did amazing. That promo with Naomi and even in Jade, I loved it. I'm very disappointed. And hopefully next week we do get a face-to-face with them. But for them not to have had a face-to-face, it's criminal. But for them to have not had a face-to-face, yet they have us all invested as we all are, I have to give them my props. And they should have gave the mic to Naomi a very long time ago. this whole proceed with caution thing, very genius, because now you see her, when you ever think caution, you're thinking about Naomi. Whenever you see that triangle with an exclamation point, you're thinking of Naomi. I think they could have had like they need to show some, they need to get some blood. They need to get bloody at Mania. But I really like the fact that Naomi was just basically just keeping her head on a swivel. She's saying that like she saw that at the end of the day it would have been her if she had not took the first step. Although possibly untrue. You never know. Usually groups like that, there's always a betrayal. So she's not technically wrong. She was just ahead of the curve. And then Jade saying that Naomi is very jealous because she saw the star power that Jade brought. And I say to that, real life, seriously. I guess. I'm real. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte have done better. They've done better. They kind of recovered with this whole mix-up ugly thing they had last week with something. They were able to go off of that. Everybody's buzzing, talking about how it's unprofessional, all that, to them thinking quick on their feet and having a brawl right before Smackdown in the parking lot, which Charlotte jumped her and she got her licks in. And then Roxanne Perez coming out and antagonizing Tiffany Stratton a little bit, which is very interesting. They had Roxanne eat a pin like that and not be a part of the Mania match with anybody. But I'm not mad at the fact that she's not, because she has a very long career ahead of her, hopefully. And she's very talented, so I know it's going to be there. She was the Iron Woman of the Royal Rumble, so she's going to have a moment. And then for Charlotte to beat her down twice, I'm here for it. I think she needs to lean into this whole heel thing and everybody booing her and simply adapt to the crowd. Not stay with one character profile being a good guy or a bad guy, but just lean off the crowd. Going forward, I think that's the move Charlotte needs to do. And I hope that she does win at Mania, because I'm just here for what's more interesting. Now, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes had a moment in the ring basically talking about previous world champions, but also, you know, highlighting the importance of the title that he holds, because John Cena wants to take that away from him. John Cena wants to take that away from the WWE Universe. Could have been a slideshow, but I'm just playing. Oh, I love the fact that, you know, certain names were there. Eddie's, Brock's could have been left out. You could have said anybody. Could have said Edge. You could have said Roman. I mean, technically you couldn't, because that's the title you hold, but I'm just saying, you could have said anybody but Brock. But I understand people love Brock, whatever. Did it make me more interested in the title match? No. What it did was make me want John Cena to attempt to take that back. Well, it does make me more excited. I should say it doesn't make me want Cody Rhodes to continue to have the title, because now I just want to see any chaos John Cena has for that title, because I don't want peace. I want problems. But y'all let me know how you felt about SmackDown. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!